Times I've come and spoke to you like this, and other times I've spoken to you like this. But now, I speak to you like this. For now is the time. I do not call the time. I only see the saints as ready to end suffering. I see the people ready to end suffering. For the nobility, honor, and compassion of the American spirit will no longer allow it. Peace to all who read this and understand this spoken word now is given power. Peace. Peace to the green lands, the waters, the mountains, the sky. I say in this way, now is the time. Peace to America. Peace to the children of liberty, her sons and daughters, those who built this land. And those who are now are proud to say American is a citizenship of calling. A distinction of expression of humanity, the very reality and ethos are who we are as a people. The American dream. It seems empirical to establish, as one would say, a front line to the movement of peace. The last change in our communities, all across America, the end game of peace up, is a dream so powerful it cannot be stopped. Born here among the turbulence of a generation of war, on the streets, it is the final call. It is the only choice left. Peace will walk these streets day and night. Peace will be spoken in halls and homes and neighborhoods. In the very air we breathe, from whispers and quiet minds, and great shouts and song. Peace for us in our hearts for the pains we carry. Peace to the kids with no pa or no ma. Peace to those kids dead and gone. Peace to those kids that are dead, forever gone, erased as humans over the war in our streets. Most of them don't even remember what it was like. The community, the parks, the porches, and stoops all alive with vibrant new possibilities not seen by the past generations due to their social status and social changing at a crawl. So society changing at a crawl for too long. The great breakthrough of the urban minorities lay at the doorstep. Equal education, self-improvement, neighborhoods had voices, music and children played in the safe streets and courtyards in urban America. Sights and sounds, every nation was there, from the Italians to the Irish, to the Afro-Americans, to the Hispanic, the Puerto Rican. It was a community that we had here in urban America. It is the same community that is in the small towns all across America, in pockets and places. Are we all not American? I could slide in unnoticed in 1984, yet my world was white. My family was white. My school, my neighborhood. I saw from the outside in and the inside out. It took them one summer in 1984 to make us all go inside. One drug to lead the pack, special made to rock the minorities. Crack, and the drug war began. The game took the biggest turn, one that would be the haunting of closed doors, shades, locked windows, police raids, all on minorities or all at once. Or, if you were white driving down this road in Langley Park, you will not stop. You will be stopped by the police. I hear people say, don't go down that street, don't go down that street. And she was white, she went, we got pulled over. It was the reality of the change that was happening in one summer. That was the life in the urban ghetto before the war on the streets in 1984. That was the true story. But do we choose to stare at the same wall, throwing mental images of what we think Cops, the TV show, lead the way in drama and suffering? New existence of war in the urban areas, stomping out the voice of people with terror, violence, poverty, until the whole country now lay under its transfixed grip, till the suffering becomes too much, the lives too many, the stories too many of suffering, too horrible, too common. It's viral today. You get a homeless person to speak to you, sing with you. Too common. Everybody tries to lift your life and their life by speaking to a homeless person, but do we not bring them to the home? I love you, Cheryl Hart. For too long, good men have stood by. First they came for the, but I did nothing because I was not one of them. Then they came for the, but I said nothing because I was not one of them. Then they came for, but I did not speak up, for I was not one of them. Then they came for me, and there was nobody left to speak for me. Peace to 1965, hashtag Selma March in Alabama. When we call for good men of all faiths, of all colors, and all ethnicity to come face violence with love. The turning point, the voice of a new America, of a generation, a voice of a new generation yet to come. Peace to I Have a Dream speech by Dr. King, for it sparked the fire of love that moves us to create a better world. To dare our humanity to look at suffering placed before us, the bad check of injustice marked insufficient funds. King said as he spoke on more truth, that the very destinies of us are intertwined. We are bound to each other. Freedom by the American want to have a better community for our children and an end to violence. Violence of hand, violence of power, violence of life, violence of poverty. The end of true suffering, the end game is nonviolent. Now is the time. Now is the time. For the elders, I ask again in honor and respect as one man, but many voices in the night, to make again the houses strong, to prepare for the action of peace. I believe that is the dream. We can never be satisfied until peace has had its day. We will never be satisfied until justice rolls like thunder across the land, shaking the very core of our hearts, and poverty, suffering, violence in our community ends. We will never be satisfied until each child, each American can walk the streets in peace, knowing we are not moving backward, but forward. We again will never be satisfied and rise up to complete a dream deeply rooted in the American dream that this nation must live up to its true meaning of the creed that all men are created equal. Now is the time for the dream to come alive in every one of us that has heard his voice, and sacred check of citizenship be honored. Peace to the words of history, words of might on the steps of the Capitol, 1 million strong, and in of one voice. Now is the time that shook the very air of a nation, like thunder shaking a country. And still it does today. Which gave us point and measure with no uncertain terms and need for change. The change is here. It is up to us to cash the check owed to the American people with interest. I have a dream. Peace to Gandhi. Peace to Malcolm X in his wisdom. To King's voice. To Mandela's reconciliation. Peace to the generations of those taught in this place of poverty, in a war zone, a life of terror, America, G-born. And dead before time even gave them a chance. And now long gone in a world whoever never even knew why. Our kids are dying on the street. We don't know why. We never see them. We don't see that world. Their parents never know why. Why didn't anybody help her? Peace to the end of 33 years of suffering, distrust, violence on our streets. Peace to the 70% of criminals stuck in some fool drug crime. Peace for the families torn down. Peace to the kids on the street running. Peace to the gangs on every block, on every great city across America. Peace for the deep, dark blocks in Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, L.A., Portland, Louisiana, Dallas, Ferguson, Orlando, Sandy Hook, New York, everywhere to the streets of Eugene, my home in Springfield. The urban world lives running wild. Peace to the sisters walking the night shift. Peace to the back roads where the little town has no voice. Peace to the people and the police. Peace to the G's walking today. Peace to every MC worldwide. Peace in every word and every language on earth. Peace to each family of these peoples on these shores. Peace to your home and to your ground. Peace will lie upon us as an unstoppable force. Now is the time. I do not call the time, but it is time for us to honor past dreams. Peace to the travelers. Peace to the media. Peace to the writers. Peace to the speakers. Peace to the rappers. When do we mold the youth? Hey, yeah. Peace to the music in the air. Peace to the very quiet, lost and alone. Peace to the voice of the street. Now is the time. I do not call the time, but ring the bell as a signal and a promise long overdue. Peace will be alive now like an evident being upon us, a word that is and becomes tangible when spoken. Peace up is in each good idea can help another or help you to become a better person. Now is the time. I do not call the time, but I hear Mother Earth screaming and crying and burning and in suffering. So Mother Earth has said, now is the time. Peace to the brothers in the 8x10. Peace to the fallen, graves, ghetto, and poverty born of all races. Peace to police, soldiers all. Peace to the soldiers walking hard. No child shall grow up with their father, their mother, el padre and madre. Peace to their families, may we honor. May we honor them all, gone here and forgotten. Peace lay upon their graves as we honor their death. Peace to create a place where the suffering ends. Peace to those who bring about the end of this suffering. Saints and angels, saints and angels. Peace to the impoverished. Peace to the rich. Peace to the 1%. Peace to the 99%. Peace to the 1%ers. Peace for the children. Now is the time for peace. I do not call the time. It has called itself. Peace has been called in every state, in every riot, in every shooting, in every investigation, in every march, in every tear shed, in every drop of blood, every moment of sweat by anyone who has had enough of this violence. Peace for every tear shed for the cause. Peace for every dream killed. Peace to the street. A place where the possibility of love will break enemies to brothers and sisters. A place so small, yet so loud, it will hail a resounding horn to cover our ethos in a dare of humanity. As Selma shows us. When we all came together, back then it was all different faiths, and we never talked. Nobody talked. The races didn't talk. The faiths didn't talk. The Italians didn't talk to the Irish, and the regular old American did not talk to nobody else. They didn't talk to the Italians, and nobody talked. And we came together because of suffering. And all faiths. Who shall lead us sometimes other than God's people? God's man in each of us. An idea born here in America. Freedom. To let any suffering continue any longer stands against our very tenements. We are not sent to judge, only to break bread with the enemy and to give the suffering in this way. There are those among you who walk in this way and know who you are. Know how I walk. I walk many ways, for Jesus sent me to many holy places. I don't talk about this in Peace Up much, and this will be a short moment. Because now is the time. For too long, good men have stood by. In this struggle, we are already of mind and action. The last movement of faith will be among the many reasons we find a love to turn our enemies into friends. Amen. Peace will come. It is the birth of chaos and community. Peace will be inevitable, unstoppable creation of American honor. Peace will lay upon the ground as sunshine upon the earth. Peace to the promised land, rent paid in full. Peace to the prisons, to the jails, to the institutions. Peace to those still doing the crime, the time, walking, looking at the clock. If you understand what that means. Time. Now is the time. Peace will come to you soon. For even when the walls we create or are created for us, no walls do a prison make. Which means you ignorant knuckleheads like me, when I was young, get your neck talking stupid Billy badasses and hard shit and mean walk and do something that really takes some balls. Be a better man. I threw that and you didn't pay attention. It was 2001, 2B Layton County Jail. I was on median custody, basically a few regular prison rides, person-to-person assaulters, young guys waiting on high-profile home invasion cases, assaults, 5-10 years, a few going, coming, fed, old-timers still on the guidelines and chain, mandatory, stuff like that. So I'm talking to this little guy, Chicken Hawk, right? And he's got mandatory straight time, and I'm saying you're taking one for the team, right? I met this man twice in my life, and both times we became better men for it. Both times we were incarcerated. Respect to your elders. We paid our dues. They paid their dues. They paid their dues. Honor thy father, honor thy mother. Honor thy sister and thy brother, and honor yourself and honor your elders. I have told you before, it was a Hell's Angel helicopter gunner who got me to vote. Peace will come to you in either way, in time or in wisdom or in courage and honor. Now is the time. I see it has already begun. It is alive and moving. It has been for some time. Peace is coming for a long time. A long time coming. Peace is the end result of honor, loyalty, respect, and freedom. My brothers and sisters, that sounds American. Now is the time. I know that there are, for I have seen enough. I know that it is now, for I have seen enough. The streets have shown their own way too. The need to end violence, to end suffering, and foolishness must start somewhere. The people will follow this lead. Peace will be the only accord left, MCs, families, and the only viable answer to the future of our family, our children, all. Peace will be the legacy of the next generation and the exodus of this one. Peace is the last call of every soldier who walks in honor has died with it. Now is the time for every voice to live in song. Every musician, every artist, all gathered to usher in a new dawn of peace. I have a dream that the children will never see the perils I have seen, that my brothers and sisters have seen, that their children have seen, and those who we've never seen. For I have a dream, for into the dust and past they shall go into history. I say now is the time that we walk together, that we sit together, ride together, honor each other in understanding what lay upon our mantle and is in direct juxtaposition to our honor. We must make amends. Now is the time for peace. Amen. Peace of Exodus.